Okay, the difference between perimeters of the two figures is no more than 18 units. Write an absolute value inequality that represents the given situation, then solve the inequality. Okay, the first thing is to look at the perimeters. This will be perimeter 1, and this one's going to be perimeter 2. And on the perimeters, I'm going to calculate them right here. The perimeters we know have to be adding up all the sides. So in the first one, we have x plus 4, x plus 4, x minus 3, and x minus 3. And I'm lining them up. There's 4 x's, so that's 4x. You have 4 plus 4 minus 3 is plus 2. So the perimeter of the first one is 4x plus 2. Perimeter of the second one is x plus 1 plus x plus 1 plus x plus 3. Add these up. There's 3 x's and then plus 5. So there's the perimeter of the second one. So now let's come over and solve it. We know we're looking for the difference of the perimeters. So that's perimeter 1 minus perimeter 2. And it says that it is no more than 18 units. So that's going to be less than or equal to 18. So we're going to put this in the absolute value. And we already know the first perimeter is 4x plus 2. And then you're subtracting the second perimeter. So I have to put it in parentheses because the whole thing is subtracted. And that's 3x plus 5. And that's less than or equal to 18. Okay, so we're going to combine like terms. And that's 4x plus 2 minus 3x minus 5 is less than or equal to 18. You end up with x minus 3 is less than or equal to 18. It's all by itself, so we're going to write it twice, and I'm going to draw lines to keep everything away from each other. And so we have x minus 3 is less than or equal to 18, and then we're going to have a negative x minus 3 is less than or equal to 18. Okay, first step, we're adding 3 to this, to the positive one. So we have x is less than or equal to 21. So there's one parameter. And then the other one, you're going to distribute that negative to both terms. So there's negative x plus 3 is less than or equal to 18. Subtract 3 from both sides, and you have negative x is less than or equal to 15. Divide by negative 1. And you have positive x is greater than or equal to negative 15. There's your second parameter. Okay, if we were to put this in order, that would be x is falling in between 21 and negative 15. So these are the numbers that make the statement true, but because we're dealing with perimeter, and we have an x plus 1 over there, you know that you cannot have a side that's less than, you can't have a side that's 0 because then you won't have a shape anymore. So since you have x plus 1 as your smallest side, you can't have x to be less than, x can't be less than 0. So really, x will fall in between 0, because you can have it to be 0. No, you can't. You can't have it to be 3 even, because that other perimeter is x minus 3. My bad. Sorry about that. So we can't, it has to be 3 is greater than x, which is less than or equal to 21. It cannot be 3 because if it were 3, that the side on the rectangle would go to 0. But it can be a little bit more. This is your answer right here.